Let's talk about the Eagles and how the Niners have to approach them, because this is a should win, must win, better win game, but they have to take care of business. So let's talk about the Eagles' strengths first on offense. To me, they have this expensive quarterback. They have this tight end who thinks he's great and used to be really good and may still be good in Zach Ertz. But the strength of this offense right now is not the passing game. It's the running game. They have a running back, Miles Sanders, who is terrific. I think he's terrific. On this team, on the Niners, he would start. He would average 6 yards a carry. He would catch passes. He'd be fantastic. But he's not on this team. He's on the Eagles, and I hate their offense. It used to be cool 3 years ago, and it hasn't evolved and changed at all. And him and Carson Wentz have to pretty much do everything. They're not being put in position to succeed. So that being said, if the Eagles are going to do anything on offense, I'm sure they did their homework, I would imagine. And they watched the last few games the Niners have played and noticed that they can't stop mobile quarterbacks. They have a tough time stopping the zone read. They have a tough time stopping quarterbacks when they keep the ball and run for whatever reason. No preseason, didn't have enough time practicing against that in training camp because the Niners don't do that on offense. Whatever, that's an issue. They let Daniel Jones run on them. So a team like the Eagles that has nothing going for it on offense is going to look at the tape and be like, well, we're a lot like the Giants. I mean, we got nothing, no matchup advantages against this excellent Niners defense. So what can we do? Well, we can try the zone read and see if we have the same success the Giants did. I mean, they got to do that, right? So what they can do it with Carson Wentz and Miles Sanders, but they also have this quarterback that they drafted this year, Jalen Hurts, who played last week, comes into the game and gets a couple of snaps and runs the zone read. He's like their Taysom Hill. He's not as good as Taysom Hill. He's not particularly good. He fumbled once last week, but it's a part of the offense Doug Peterson's trying to implement. He sees what Sean Payton's doing in New Orleans with Taysom Hill and a secondary quarterback who is kind of a gadget player, and he wants to incorporate that into his offense too because he's out of ideas and needs to infuse some creativity into that awful, awful team. So they have their own poor man's Taysom Hill. The Niners got to be prepared for that. They've put on tape that they don't know what they're doing. I mean, they may be coached correctly, but they don't know what they're doing when they're facing the zone read right now. So they're going to see a lot of it, and it's going to be Wentz sometimes. It's going to be Hurts sometimes. And if Quan Alexander can't figure out what he's supposed to do on that play, the Niners are going to get gouged. So I think the Niners should be ready. I mean, Robert Saleh can go to the players and be like, look, I told you. I've been trying to tell you. I've been trying to make this a point of emphasis. You guys haven't listened. Look what you put on tape. You know what the Eagles are going to do. To me, when Daniel Jones kept running in that game last week, it was like, you didn't think he could do that, did you? You weren't really prepared for that. And maybe that's the coach's fault. That's what it looked like. Like you were surprised that he runs. Like you didn't see that on tape. Well, they should not be surprised if Carson Wentz runs. They should not be surprised if Jalen Hurts comes in the game. Both of those guys kept the ball and ran on zone reads just last week. It's coming. So that's basically the thing the Niners have to stop, just like last week. That's the only thing. Just like week one. They got a zone read and one receiver, Zach Ertz. Kind of like week one where they had a zone read and one receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. Now, Hopkins is a lot better than Zach Ertz.